Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
Now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
This is the tutorial for Frank Sinatra's 1969 hit, My Way.
I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
Now, this one is one of my level 5 songs, and it's quite a challenging one. Now, mainly there's 3 brand new chords that we've not looked at before, suspended fourths, in fact, and I'm going to explain what those are in a minute. And for the chords, I'm just going to focus on those 3, possibly the D minor 7th as well, because that's brand new to us. So those 4 chords we'll look at, but there are some other chords as well. So have a good look at the sheet music, which you can get from the Dropbox link in the description below the video. Have a good look at all the chords you'll need for this video. I'm not going to look at all of them now because there's quite a wide selection. I'm just going to look at those main 4, then going to look at the strumming pattern, and then I'm going to look at the layout of the piece for you and give you a little bit of a demonstration. Now, this is another one of the songs I filmed on holiday in North Yorkshire Moors during the summer, so I hope you enjoy the little bit of location setting with the sing-along next Friday. Something a bit different. I hope you like that. So let's jump straight into those chords, except before we do, let's do the strumming pattern first, because then we can establish how we're going to play those chords. Basically, it's a down, down, up, but I've actually put in the song video the down, down, up, down, up, down, up pattern throughout most of the song, just because it's a down, down, up, but it's so easy to go from down, down. If I do it on a C, it starts on a C, down, down, up, and then you just keep doing the down, up. So the difference between a down, down, up and a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's very, it's very simple to go from one to the other. Well, sometimes I might do a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, and just mix the 2 together. So on the sheet music, I've put down, down, up, slash, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. In the video, I just put the down, down, up, down, up, down, up constantly. So you can choose to go from one to the other by basically doing the beginning of the strumming pattern or the whole strumming pattern as and when you feel appropriate. There's just a couple of spots, 2 spots in fact, where it suddenly goes down, down, down.
Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew.
So basically, we'll go with the down, down, up pattern for the practicing the chords, and we're going to look at those suspended fourths to begin with. Now, a suspended fourth chord is a special type of chord. Normally, a chord has, if you imagine a scale on a piano, so in C major, your scale will be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, the chord for that C would be C, E, G, and there's your C chord. So basically, the chord is always the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th of that scale. So C is C, E, G. A C suspended fourth is where they take out the 3rd, the one in the middle. So in this case of the C, they take out the E and replace it with the 4th, which is the F. So instead of C, E, G, you get C, F, G. And it just lifts the chord slightly and gives it a little bit of expectancy, a little bit, it finishes, it sounds incomplete. It sounds unfinished. And that's the difference here. A suspended fourth feels like it's not quite there, it's not quite finished, and then if you go to the actual completed chord, it then sounds finished. So what Frank Sinatra does here, he puts in those fourths to create a bit of, oh, we're not quite there, oh, now we're ready. So for example, where we go from the C suspended fourth to the C, sounds like this. And you can hear that, oh, that's so nice. It feels like it wasn't quite finished, but now it's finished. Not quite finished, now it's finished. Same with the G7, G suspended 7, I'm making that up, G7 suspended fourth, that's the one. Same with the G7 suspended fourth. Just gives you that slightly, oh, it's not quite finished, now it's finished. So that's what a suspended fourth does, just to try and explain why these chords with really funny and awkward names to fit on the chord diagram, certainly, where they come from and what they do and what they mean. So let's look at the 3 suspended fourth chords that we're looking at for this song. We've got an A7 suspended fourth, a C suspended fourth, and a G7 suspended fourth. And I keep muddling them up, so do forgive me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you each of the chords, and then I'm going to play you the chord without the suspended fourth. So because in the song they are linked very much together, so you go from one to the other, so you get that effect that I talked about just now. And you'll see how they compare, and we can talk about how you do the finger transitions from one to the other, because that's basically the key to learning these actually very simple chords. It's just about being aware of them. Okay, the first one we come across is the A7 suspended chord, which comes in the second line of the song. So let's look at that one first, and that's very simple. It's the second finger there on the second fret, and then A7 is there. So A7 suspended fourth to A7, and it sounds a bit like this. Let me just sing you the beginning so you see how that works. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. You can feel how that doesn't quite feel finished on the suspended fourth, but then lands nicely on that A7. So it really links nicely together. So that's the A7 suspended fourth. Then we have the G7 suspended fourth. And oh, much more than this, I did it my way. So you got the this, I did it. And again, it doesn't quite feel finished, and then it feels nice and ready to move on. So the G7, well, if we start with the G7 as it should be, there's your G7, 1, 2, 3. Just slide that bottom finger up to the C position, and that's your G7 suspended fourth. So there's your G7. G7 sus 4, G7 sus 4, G7 suspended fourth, G7, G7 sus 4. Easy. Should sound like this if I do it in reverse. G7 sus 4, G7, and there we go. Nice and easy. And then the last one is the C sus 4, C suspended fourth, and that's simple enough. You play your C there, and then you add that first finger there on the second string up on the E on the first fret. So there's your C sus 4, there's your C. So that's a really easy one. Do it C sus 4 to the C. One more time. So again, a really nice, easy chord transition. So although there are lots of different chords in this song, actually the transitions are really easy, and it's quite simple to get your head around them. You just have to be aware of them, and it's nice to know how they work and why they work as well. The only other chord I want to mention at this stage is the D minor 7. It's a bit of a new one. It's similar in effect to the suspended fourths. It just slightly changes the chord, and then it links to the D minor, so you get the two together. So there's your normal D minor, 1 and 2. And then if we add our third finger there, we get the D minor 7. So again, we can go from the 7 to the normal chord. Let me just play you those. So the D minor 7 and the D minor, and again the D minor 7 and the D minor. So just a slight variation on the chord, and again you'll get them together in the song. Okay, let's look at the song layout now. Now I've already sung you part of verse 1. I'm going to jump into verse 2 and then go into the bridge, because that's where we get the change in the strumming pattern, and I want to show you how that works. So it goes something like this. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew. So very simple, but we've just got that 3 downstrokes there on the yes, there were times, and I've put them on the sheet music in blue there, the two chords that we use with that strumming pattern. So it's 1 on the C and 2 on the C sus 4, and then we go back to the C. Yes, there were times. Okay, and then we get it later on, verse later. For what is a man? And it's very simple. For what is a man? For what is a man? What has he got? And that's it. That's really the tricky parts of the song. It is quite a hard song to sing. It's a really great song. So a bit of a challenge there. One of my level 5 songs partly for that reason as well, as well as the number of chords that are in it. So do spend some time on it. Have a great time with it. And thanks for watching.